My name's Don Kent. I'd like to extend greetings from the Foundation for Fiscal Reform. I'm the president of this organization, and I'm going to be talking to our chief economist, Professor Ron Nelson, about some issues that's brought us together. Ron, like most people in the United States, we get our information from the media, from many excellent sources of TV, radio, and newspapers about our economy, about the progress that we've made over past years. And I just want you to explain to the viewers what at the Foundation makes us different from this basic type of knowledge gathering that we've become accustomed to.
Don, really what distinguishes us from others is the fact that if you take a look at wealthy Americans and corporate executives, they have access to graduate degreed economists, people with masters and PhDs in economics such as myself, and these people create specific publications that the wealthy and corporate executives pay thousands of dollars for a year for. And the problem with the general media is that, number one, the people writing the articles are not appropriately trained to go into in-depth, and they also don't necessarily have the time. Whereas we at the Foundation wanted to bring what we call a higher quality level of information and analysis to the American public, and that's the reason for the macroeconomic outlook and why our weekly newsletter was founded, to elevate the education and understanding of the American public on economic and financial issues. Don.
Thanks, Ron. Another source of dismay on my part is that I was brought up through my educational and social process to believe that as a service economy we could continue to prosper even with the loss of manufacturing and production jobs in the American economy. What can the Foundation educate Americans about this reality?
Well, the reality is that about 25-30 years ago, that a lot of economists and social commentators said that all we have to do is replace all the manufacturing jobs with information technology and service jobs, and that would maintain or even elevate the standard of living for the American public. We now have a recent study of federal tax returns by two economists that compared 2000 with 2006, and the study showed that 99% of the American public is not keeping up with inflation based on their federal tax returns. That the top 1%, their incomes are growing enormously, but everyone else is suffering due to inflation. So we can gather from that rather readily the fact that most people not only are not keeping up, but the service economy and the information technology economy, which is supposed to maintain and elevate our standard of living, is in fact lowering it. And of course that is coupled with the fact that we've sent so many jobs, manufacturing jobs, to Asia, that we are lowering our standard of living, and it's slowly but surely starting to come to the American public.
That was most informative, Ron. Thank you. The big issue for our viewers is what we can do at the Foundation for Fiscal Reform to bring about change. There are certain inculcated values now in the American psyche and economy that seem to be troubling based on the information that you've given us in the past few minutes. What can we do as Americans with this foundation?
Well, Don, you and all our fellow Americans have learned a very important lesson in the 1960s. The Civil Rights Movement came to this country, and it succeeded for one reason: that organization of millions of people and money is the only way to bring about fundamental and important change in this country. Myself standing on the corner, or anyone else standing on the corner, will not accomplish anything. We need to become organized and build a grassroots organization, and that's what we're doing at the Foundation. As you know, our members are now nationwide, and we're building the membership through our Foundation representatives, which are available to any of you folks who are interested in that. And as the old saying goes, there's strength in numbers and money, and that's exactly how we're going to build the Foundation, so that we can approach the powers that be to bring about fundamental and economic reforms that are sorely needed in this country.
Ron, I want to thank you. As always, you bring insightfulness and excitement to the realities that as Americans we must deal with. And I would encourage all our viewers to tell your fellow Americans that we need, via FFFR.org, to become active and to make changes that are necessary for the betterment of our country, our children, and our grandchildren. Thanks very much.